What's good everyone, Shurit here. So today I'm bringing you guys a Devi Ritual Necros deck profile. Of course, I wanted to make this profile for a while, but the Devi Ritual cards were released when I was on my break from YouTube. So I finally got around to doing it. Overall, Devi Ritual cards are absolutely amazing. You get more Manjus and Senjus. Originally when I read them, I was thinking, okay, these cards aren't all that, but on like playing with them more, testing them out more, I realized how much faster it makes the deck. And I hope you guys enjoyed the replay at the start of the video. The comeback in that replay was absolutely mad. He kept on negating my stuff. He kept on stopping it. I couldn't even ritual summon, and then eventually we managed to outplay him and obviously beat him with that Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. That's why I played the Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon in the extra deck, because it's such a cool card and it's such a clutch card. Anyways, enough rambling on, let's get into the deck profile. So first up, we play one copy of Decisive Armor. Originally I was wanting to cut it because consistency wanted to keep the deck at 40 cards, but I decided to cut some other cards and keep Decisive Armor in because it can be clutch sometimes, and a lot of the time your opponent will have high attack point monsters, and the fact that Decisive Armor himself is a high attack point monster, and the fact that he can make your Necros monsters gain 1,000 attack points really does come in clutch sometimes. Overall, really solid card and a nice power play you can go into other than the Trish. You don't want to always rely off the Trish power play. In case that gets negated or somehow you can't get to your Trish, Decisive Armor can prove to come in clutch a lot of the time. So one copy of Decisive Armor. Next up, we play one copy of Trishula. I know if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you'll probably be surprised because I am known for always playing 2 Trishula. I like playing 2 Trishula. In my Necros tutorial thing, I always said I recommend playing 2 Trishula over the 1. Some people prefer 1, some people prefer 2. It's personal preference at the end of the day. But the issue is, because I had to introduce 6 new cards into the deck, which is obviously the Devi Ritual monsters, I had to cut down 1 Trish in order to keep the deck at 40 cards, which is obviously really important because Necros are known for their consistency, and if I'm not able to maintain that consistency when the whole point of including the Devi Rituals is for consistency, there's not really much point. So had to keep the deck at 40 cards. 1 Trishula obviously is fine. I like playing the 2 just to have that extra option, but 1 is fine. It works. Trishula is an amazing card. It combos off with Evenly Matched really well. I'll explain that later. I've explained it before if you've watched previous profiles, but it does combo off with Evenly Matched very well. So next up, the card that really makes the deck, the card that is so amazing in this deck, even more so than in pure Necros, and it is 3 copies of Necros of Valkyrios. Necros of Valkyrios is amazing in this deck. I can't repeat that enough, because what happens is with the Devi Ritual monsters, they special summon themselves onto the field. So you get 2 monsters special summon onto the field, and then you get a search, and then the 2 monsters on the field, the 2 Devi Ritual monsters on the field, are kind of dead a lot of the time. But the thing is, if you summon Valkyries, you can just tribute them away for 2 draws. So the fact that it gives you the option to tribute to search and then provide tribute fodder for your Valkyries is absolutely amazing, and actually why I really love the Devi Ritual cards right now. Valkyries, obviously, it's an amazing card. Obviously before, the issue was that you didn't have enough monsters to tribute because you were obviously using all your cards in your combo plays, but now the Devi Rituals provide you search and they provide you tribute fodder, which is something Necros really needed. And I swear, if Shurit comes back in the TCG, we could see Necros as a top deck. Honestly, I'm surprised that Necros aren't a top deck in the OCG. They have 3 Shurit, they have 3 copies of myself, they have the Devi Rituals, and they and they have Jin. It's just I really don't understand how Necros aren't doing that good in the OCG, but we'll see what happens. Maybe if they bring back Brio or something, or bring back Unicore a bit more, then we might see Necros as a top deck again. So talking about Brio, we have 1 copy of Necros of Brionic. Shout outs to Necros of Brionic in the Discord server if you are watching this. Amazing card. There's not really much I can say about this. Obviously you need it to go into your Trish plays. The good thing about this is a lot of the time you relied off banishing Brio to summon Trish, but now one of the Devi Rituals is a level 6, so that can kind of stop you from having to banish your Brio. Brio overall solid card. There's a reason it's limited, let's put it like that. Amazing search card. Honestly, I'd go as far as saying Necros of Brionic is one of the best search cards of all time. The fact that you don't have to normal summon, you just discard it and search, that is amazing. And then next up, another card that in a way is rightfully limited. I wish it would come back to 2, to be honest. It could come back to 2, but that is Necros of Unicore. An amazing card. The deck kind of revolves around this as well a little bit, because obviously your play with Herald of the Arclight is very important. Plus the fact that Unicore zones out the extra deck monsters is really important. because a lot of extra deck monsters, a lot of the new link monsters and stuff, they are really powerful. So the fact that Unicorn can just stop that just by being on the field, overall amazing. That zone out extra deck monster effect is probably one of the main reasons it's limited, alongside the fact that if you discard it, you can get back a Necros monsters from the graveyard, which is obviously amazing. But the issue is, because it's limited, you're not really going to do that a lot of the time. You want to summon your Unicorn. You don't really want to use it for recovery, because you got the preparation of rights and you got the other cards. You'll be alright. But the thing is, if you discard Unicorn to add a card back, add a Necros card from your graveyard to your hand, you're losing a really good power play by you're losing the power play of summoning the Unicorn. Next up, we play 3 copies of Necros of Colossus, and that's it for the Necros ritual monsters. That's 10 in total. Colossus, obviously solid card, search your ritual spells, consistency card, level 3 that can combine with the Debris Ritual or with the Necros of Brionic to summon your Trishula. Overall solid card. If you guys have noticed, I'm not playing Gungnir. Once again, the reasoning behind that is the 40 cards. I want to keep the deck at 40 cards. Next up, for the non-ritual Necros monsters, we have 1 copy of Dance Princess. Dance Princess is a cool card. The fact that it can stop your opponent from negating your ritual spells is really important. Yeah, and the fact that Dance Princess allows you to get back one of your banished Necros monsters is really important as well, because a lot of the time you'll banish your Brio and you'll need another search, so you can just tribute Dance Princess to summon Valkyrius, or tribute Dance Princess off of Valkyrius' effect, and then you'll be able to get your Brio back, or even your Unicorn back if you've banished your Unicorn. Next up, we play 1 copy of Great Sorcerer of the Necros. Sorcerer is obviously really cool. The fact that when you banish him from the graveyard, you can send a Necros monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can set up your graveyards in order to make your Necros mirror alive. Also, when you tribute it, you can add a ritual, add a spellcaster Necros monster from your deck to your hand. So you can obviously get your Valkyrius, you can get your Unicorn. A lot of the time, you can summon Valkyrius, then grab another Valkyrius for protection, which is obviously really cool. And next up, Necros of Brionic. If you're watching this, you'll be very happy. 1 copy of Ariel, Priestess of the Necros. This card, originally I thought it was pretty bad, but after, of course, playing with it more, like I said, with the, with the Debris Rituals, Ariel is a really cool card. The revealing effect doesn't happen too often, because a lot of the time you're going to normal summon your Manju will send you, but when it's tributed, you get to add like a Great Sorcerer or the Dance Princess to your hand, which then can be used to tribute off Valk and stuff. So overall, solid card. The reveal effect can come in clutch sometimes if you want to make the right level to summon Trishula as well. And then here we go, the main card in the deck, the reason I'm making this deck profile. First up, we have 3 copies of Debris Ritual Tails Mandra. Obviously, I think the card is probably going to be in Japanese in the screen, so I'll explain its effect to you. So you can only use one of the following effects of the Debris Ritual per turn, and that's like a hard once per turn. So you can either reveal 1 ritual monster in your hand, special summon him and a Debris Ritual monster from your deck, or you can use its other effect for when it's special summoned from the deck, you can add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. And then obviously the Debris Ritual Candle, we play 3 copies of that. That's the opposite. You can reveal a ritual spell in your hand, special summon it and a Debris Ritual monster from your deck, and then if he's special summoned, you can add a ritual spell from your deck to your hand. So the concept behind this is, for example, if you have Candle in your hand, you'd reveal a ritual spell, special summon him, and the other one special summon the Tails Mandra, and then Tails Mandra's effect would allow you to search a ritual monster. So what you basically do is, overall, if you have either of the cards plus the card that you need to reveal, you special summon both of them and you get a search for a monster or a spell, depending on which one was special summoned from the deck. Overall, really solid cards. Can't wait for these to come out in the TCG. I could see variants of Necros popping up here and there at maybe regional tops and stuff, because overall these cards are really good. Just Konami, free me, free Shurret, and this deck would be absolutely amazing. And then next up, obviously the bread and butter of the deck, 3 copies of Manju of the 10,000 hands and 3 copies of Senju of the 1,000 hands. There's really barely any explanation with these cards. You just normal summon them, you get a search. It's pretty simple, to be honest. And obviously in combination with the Debris Rituals, you can get quite a few searches. If you, example, have the Debris Ritual, Brio and Manju, that's 3 searches, and that kind of really takes me back to full power Necros format, when you would just search. That's what I really love about these, and I am definitely going to do a Let's Play of Debris Ritual Necros, because it is really fun and it's a lot faster than the builds I've been playing before I've started playing with these Debris Rituals. I actually might consider making Debris Ritual Necros the main Necros deck I play, which is a bit weird because I've always loved pure Necros. Anyways, enough rambling on again. Next up, 3 copies of the card I really don't like, but you have to play it. 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Just, Ash Blossom, just seeing it on the screen now just annoys me. I really don't like Ash Blossom. In my opinion, if hand traps won in the game would be a lot funner, but what can you do? You have to play the Ash Blossom, just negating desires, negating so many power cards and stuff. If your opponent plays Ash and you don't play Ash, you're at a major disadvantage. So overall, just play the Ash. Even if you don't want to, like myself, just play the Ash. Next up, obviously, the important cards in the deck, the spell cards. We have 2 copies of Nekroz Mirror. Really cool card. You can banish Nekroz monsters from the graveyard, special summon this. I feel like I've explained these so many times in my Nekroz deck profiles, but obviously, for you new people out there, for you people who are newly watching the channel, I will of course explain it again. So banish Nekroz monsters from your graveyard, and then you get special summon your Nekroz monster from your hand. It's pretty simple. Tribute from the field or banish from the graveyard. And then all the ritual spells have the effect where if you banish the ritual spell and a Nekroz monster from the graveyard, then you can get a search for a ritual spell. So overall solid. Then 2 copies of Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope's the one that you use to summon Unicorn most of the time. Send Herald of the Arclight from the extra deck to the graveyard and summon the Unicorn. And then next up, 2 copies of Cycle. This card is actually really clutch a lot of the time when you have Valk in the graveyard and you don't really have enough monsters in your basically when you have Valk in the graveyard but you don't have it in your hand, and you draw the Cycle, it really can come in clutch because you can just tribute the Devi Rituals, summon the Valkyrias. So the really cool thing about Cycle is even if you don't have the ritual monster in your hand, even if you don't have the right resources, Cycle can kind of combat that and allow you to special summon the Nekroz monsters from the graveyard. And then next up, one of my favourite cards of all time. I absolutely love this card. 3 copies of Preparation of Rise. This card is amazing. The double search it allows you to do, I can't get over this card. This card is absolutely amazing. It was just a lot better when you had 3 Brios in the deck, of course, because once you use your Brio and your Unicorn, the only card you can search is Colossus, which is a bit lackluster, to be honest. But overall, if you draw it in your opening hand, you're gonna pop off. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. And then finally, this card, 3 copies of, haven't said this in a while, it's been a while since I've managed to make this joke, 3 copies of X. Oh my god, it feels so good to actually make that joke again. 3 copies of Evenly Matched. I love this card, such a powerful card. Definitely my favourite card of the format right now. If you guys are new to the channel, the joke is basically that Evenly Matched is Explosion. If you've watched the Konosuba anime, you know what the Explosion thing is. But yeah, Explosion, 3 copies of Evenly Matched. Absolutely love this card. Just banishing all, it's such a powerful card and I can't get over. I think this card in a way is a little bit underrated. I don't see it played as often as I would like it to be played. Maybe that's because there's other traps out there and stuff. You obviously have the Solemn Brigade, you have the Infinite Impertinence, is that how you say it? You guys know which one I mean, the one that has Cyber Dragon Infinity on the card. But Evenly Matched, I'm actually glad that not as many people play it as I would hope, because a lot of the time I'll go into 5 games, I'll just play 5 games straight, all evenly matched every time, and nobody will evenly match me. So overall solid card. It's like you love it when you use it, you hate it when it's used against you. So that's it for the main deck. I think that is about 28 monsters, 9 spells and 3 traps. So obviously with ritual decks you want to play more monsters inherently, so overall really cool. The only thing I kind of regret about this Devi Ritual version is you don't have the opportunity to kind of play board wipes and stuff, so like Raigeki Dark Hole, but that's not too bad because Evenly Matched does obviously make up for that. And then next up for the extra deck, the extra deck is obviously unchanged, to be honest, because you can't use the Devi Ritual monsters, you can't special summon from the extra deck when the Devi Ritual monsters are on the field, so obviously you can't use them as material. You have to get rid of them before you're gonna use your extra deck monsters. So the extra deck is the same, so if you guys have watched previous profiles, you guys know what to expect. So first of all, 1 copy of Quasar Dragon. This is just if you want to summon the Valkyries and Unicorn together. And then we have 1 copy of Clearing Synchro Dragon. Clearing Synchro Dragon is overall really cool card. You can special summon the Unicorn and the Colossus with it. Also, the cool thing about it is you can actually tune a Monju and or a Unicorn with the Ash to summon it, so that is kind of cool. Sometimes you can actually synchro summon it, which is obviously cool. And then we play 1 copy of Black Rose Dragon. Once again, same concept, you can synchro summon it. The thing is with the extra deck is that I literally play every rank 4 in existence, so like with Clearing and Blackwing Dragon, it's kind of like a niche thing that you could potentially pull off. It rarely ever happens, but you could potentially pull it off. And then next up, 2 copies of Herald of the Arclight. Obviously this card is normal. If you're playing a Nekroz deck, you have to play the Arclight because the Unicorn play is very strong. And then next up is just a bunch of rank 4s. We play 1 copy of Utopia the Lightning, 1 copy of Utopia Prime, and then the Utopia, so the full Utopia package. Overall solid. Obviously, if your opponent's got that Chaos Max on the field, you need to summon that Utopia the Lightning to get over it. You know, Chaos Max DZ, if you would agree with me, super powerful card, one of the best cards in the game. Next up, the card that won me the game in that replay at the start of the video, Dark Rebellion Disease Dragon. I absolutely love Dark Rebellion Disease Dragon, definitely one of my favourite extra deck monsters out there. Next up, 1 copy of Tornado Dragon. This can be clutch a lot of the time if your opponent chucks up like a Macrocosmos or kind of a Floodgate type card. Tornado Dragon can be really cool to get over that. Next up, Castel. Pretty standard, you know, removal. You need your Castel. If you're playing a deck that can summon rank 4s, Castel's probably the first one that comes to your mind. Next up, we have Bagooska. Bagooska, love-hate relationship. When it's against you on the field, it's just like, get the hell off the field. When it's on your side of the field, you're just laughing in your opponent's face. And then Diamond Direwolf. I haven't seen this card in ages, ever since Tornado Dragon came up, but it is pretty cool because if you wanna get rid of the monster out of your extra monster zone because you want to summon something else or whatever, or if you generally don't want to keep the Diamond Direwolf on the field and you'd rather summon the wolf instead of the Tornado Dragon, then it can come up. Sometimes it will come up, sometimes it won't. Obviously, Diamond Direwolf can get rid of monsters as well, rather than just spells like Tornado Dragon, so obviously sometimes Diamond Direwolf can be alright. You rarely go into it, obviously. Next up, 1 copy of Abyss Dweller. This card is cool because a lot of the time you'll have Unicorn underneath it and it can boost all your water monster attack points. A lot of decks that use this card, they can't pull off that effect because they're just using it in like Magibullets or a deck like that, for instance. But with this, if you have Unicorn underneath it, your Trishula can go to 3,200 attack points, your Decisive Armor can go to 3,800, your Valk can go to 3,400, so it can really help you push for game. And talking about pushing for game, we have the final card, the card that nobody uses anymore, but you know, sure, we do it a little bit different on this channel. We're a little bit special. 1 copy of Gagaga Cowboy, because a lot of the time your opponent will have exactly 800 life points left, just generally because of how the Necros monsters attack points add up. So just summoning the Cowboy main phase 2, killing them for game, it's obviously nostalgic. It's obviously really nostalgic to Cowboy your opponent for game because nobody does it anymore. It used to be done years ago, but we have better options now. But with Gagaga Cowboy, overall really cool card. So that's it for the deck profile, guys. I really apologize for my voice. It's kind of like I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like my throat is clogged up or something. It's really weird, but obviously we're not going to stop. We're not going to let that stop us from the daily grind on YouTube, even though we're not on a daily grind right now. I'm trying my best, guys. It's really hard to kind of get back into it and get back into the routine of making videos every day, and I hope you guys do appreciate that. But don't worry, sooner or later we will be back. I have made quite a few videos recently in the last couple of weeks, so hopefully guys, I'm hoping to God here that sure it will be back on that daily grind sooner or later. So I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. This has been Shurit. Peace.